I know we talked about this, and then I have to pester you. I'd much rather just be able to go back to watch a video and go, okay, got it.
So once you go to your dashboard, you're going to go to the admin section, then go to Ross Education, and then come down to sub-accounts. And I already made you Ross Education. I've made you MIBOA Online. So here's where all your courses will be kept. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so I try to keep it nice and simple. All right, so let's go back to my dashboard because there's nothing in those sections right now because we didn't put anything in yet. Okay, so you have, as well as I do, your courses here. This is my dashboard. For your course to be on your dashboard, you have to be a instructor in the course. So if you don't want things on your dashboard, then just take yourself out of the course as an instructor. You'll still have access in the admin section to all your courses.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason mine look all crazy like this is because I have a whole bunch of modules that are running at the same time, and these are my master courses for my modules.
Okay.
So that's why they're here.
Yeah, I color code all of my BOAs too because woo, you have to.
And what I'll do is I make my screen a smaller resolution so I can have them in one row.
Yep, I do 4 across too.
All right, perfect. So of course you do. Our brains seem to look alike.
Well, next mod, MIBOA has 5, so I'll have to go smaller even to get 5 across. But that's only for the one mod.
I make them all the same color, so it's just easier that way.
I do too. And then I line them up so that all the biomed is to get in one line for each of the campuses, then all the financial record keeping, et cetera, so that they're all, it's got to be organized, man, when you have that many tiles you're dealing with.
Okay, so the Fundamentals of Assisting course is a blended course, as well as the MB202 is a blended course. The only course that's not a blended course is going to be your MB201B, which is your, anatomy.
Right.
Okay, so let's take a look at the one that you're going to have a challenge with the most, which is probably going to be the 2 blended courses. And I know you're already familiar with these because you've taught in them. So
right.
Julie has named yours. They're the same course number that you're used to, except they have a dash with O for online.
Okay.
So this is a copy of my master, but you have to have your own masters now. You can't use my masters because then you'll screw up my blended courses. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. So I say we make this one a master for you. We'll copy it over to be your own master. Once you're done manipulating it, then we'll copy it over and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so what you need to do is get rid of the, I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy, but of course you have your weeks, which will stay the same. But all of these sessions you don't need anymore because that's
right.
Yeah,
because everything's going to be in the week.
Right. So your challenge is going to be moving these to where you want them in the weeks. So this is easy, and I think it might already be in the week. So let's take a look at week 1 here. Week 2 here. It's not. So this one's easy. We can drag it up
because the weeks are pretty much coding in SimChart. That's pretty much all they ever do at home.
Exactly. So here is you probably already know how to do just a click and drag thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one's done. So we can get rid of this. So we'll just delete it out. Okay. So that leaves us with session 4, 5, and 6, which is still in the weeks because for but you know what? I'm not so sure anymore for you because, well, this is a day class. You're going to follow the day class schedule, right? Not the evening.
Right.
All right. So it will be the same.
Well, actually, I had a question. Since it's going online, is there still going to be 2 schedules?
No.
Or are we? No, that's what I thought.
Right. So you won't have to worry about the evenings being just 2 sessions. at a time. So you can just do this
Right.
for the day. All right, so 4, 5, and 6 will be in week 1. So you would move this to week 1.
But then I'm going to have to rewrite the lessons, right?
Exactly. That's the question. That's the thing. So lesson 1, when you click in here, you're going to have to add all that information to your lesson.
Right. Right.
So you're going to need a copy of my lesson plan so that you can at least use that as a, template to how you want to do it.
Right.
Now, since your online does not have to match in any way what's going on in the hybrid on ground, you have some leeway here.
Okay.
So I suggest that you just use the stuff that's already in here as a template and then kind of figure out how you want it to go. I guess my suggestion to you for the first time through would be to just follow the lesson plan, because that's what you're already.
Oh yeah, I think the main thing, of course, is to get it up and running before we try to see what we want to tweak, because you've got way too much to do too fast.
Mm-hmm. So next time around, then you can determine, okay, yeah, I think that they need more here, or this is too much and I want to lighten this up. Then this is definitely something you do not need my permission on. You do not, it's yours. So you can make it however you want it to be. The only thing that you have to make sure that you're mindful of, and this is where I struggled when I first started writing curriculum, is that you have to follow
right, your clock hours. I was going to ask that. Where does accreditation and clock hours come in here?
So look at your syllabi. You have to make sure that your students, and you're going to have to change the syllabi too, because it's going to be all online now. It's not going to be a blended course. So this is going to change, and the type of instruction is going to change. But you can find that out from a course that's taught totally online, which would be, I think
the 201. 201s are all online. Yeah.
You can copy the verbiage from the syllabi from 201 right into your delivery and type of instruction. So but what you really have to do is make sure that your credit hours are matching. So that means you have to have your students working, and this is kind of a fuzzy area because it's up to interpretation, 45 class hours. So they're going to have to be online 45 hours in this course. And they have to have at least 15 hours of row work that's completed outside of what, and that's kind of fuzzy because it's online, outside of what's written in the lesson portion. But this part's already done for you because my rows are.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about this, but you have to make sure that if you make any changes, that there's 45 hours that students have to spend in here.
Okay, that makes total sense.
Okay. So as far as lecture and lab, you're going to have to talk to Sharon on how she wants that, if she wants it to stay the same or not. Because ultimately, she's the one who's responsible to defend this to our accreditation agencies.
Okay.
Okay. So she's going to want to be really, she's going to be active in that. So the text and materials are all going to stay the same. The only difference is going to be like here, this should be updated too. This should be 2020. So let me change that to go edit. And then it's really, are you comfortable editing things?
Yeah. Okay,
so that would be 2020 for me. For you, when you move to that new book, you're going to have to update this 2020.
Right.
Okay. And then, there's the box that's here and everything else is the same. So course description will stay the same. That won't change because they're still doing the same stuff. You might want to talk to Sharon about I think it gives a hands-on experience. I think that should all stay the same. Performance objectives are all the same. This is all the same. Method of evaluation and grading scale is going to stay the same. The only difference is they won't have in-class work.
Right, it'll just be changed to written assignments.
Right, online work.
Or online work, yeah.
Right. Because they're still going to have written assignments. It'll just be online. And then that'll stay the same. And then their credit work will stay the same.
Right.
Okay, so now that you have that, I can send you the time on task. I'm going to make myself a note. I'll send you the time on task sheet so you'll know how we figure out how much each question is worth and that kind of thing. So it'll give you an idea.
Okay.
Okay, they're going to still have the same academic honesty policy and the welcome, all that will be the same. And the same bloodborne pathogens, they're still going to have to do that. You know, I don't know. I don't think they do need bloodborne pathogens if everything's fully online, because they're not coming in to class at all, so they won't ever have to be. So ask Sharon about that. If you really even need a bloodborne pathogen, since they're not coming in at all. That might be just paperwork that they want to have on file. I don't know. Maybe for extra class, but then I don't think it needs to be in every one.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about someone never on campus. I have one of my morning students. She's currently traditional. Okay. And she said she wanted to go online, but be able to come into the campus when she needs help. Is that possible?
Yeah, she can do that.
Okay. Okay.
She'll have to work with, it's not anything that has to do with you, unless you're her instructor.
Right.
Like
and obviously being traditional, she's graduating, I think, in April. But if this is a year from now, campuses might not even, have anyone who knows in-depth coding and stuff, because all you'll have are MA teachers. And so getting in-depth help will be a challenge.
Well, MA teachers still teach coding. They don't go in depth.
Right.
MIBOA do, but they can still be helpful. And I think mostly students come in not because of coding help, but they come in because of a technology challenge.
And that's true. And the technology stuff would be fine.
Yeah. So it would be, I would suggest to any of those students that they would contact their instructor and have their instructor set up tutor time with the campus to make sure that, they're going to get
right.
Obviously, if it is just all questions about like the Bucks.
Oh, good. I'll get a hold of my associate director and we will move forward with this student then.
Right.
That's what she wants to do.
They might need like a private Zoom meeting or like we're doing right now for tutor time instead. So I would get definitely, they're always welcome to come into the campus. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I added the website links and forms because I thought that these were good tools. Don't forget, Gail, they have to do that.
Right. We need that.
Part of our accreditation through ABHES, we have to have that. So, and then the resources are just from the publisher. Now, how to add a resource from a publisher, because you haven't had to do that yet.
No, have not.
And it's different from just adding a file. So let me go over how to do that. So you go to the plus area. And instead of it being an assignment, it's going to be an external tool. Okay.
Okay.
And now these are all the publisher resources. So there are the books, because they say ebook. And then here are the Anatomy and Physiology Online for Human Health and Disease. That is resources. And then here are more resources for MedTerm. And here's books. So let's say that I wanted to do the internship. I'd click on the internship. and it automatically populates the URL to Elsevier.
Awesome.
Okay, so that sometimes I forgot to do when I first started is you want to do load in a new tab. Because if
Okay.
you don't, they just click on it and it loads right to the screen and then they lose their screen.
Yes, I love it when they open a new tab.
Instead of opening up another browser. And then you just go add item. Now, if you want to indent it, you can indent it levels here. So it sucks out like here.
Uh-huh.
Up to you, but you can do this after as well. And add item. So there it is. So now they have the box. Now you can rename it if you want to, which I do because I think it's confusing to students to see LTI billing.
I agree.
So
Yeah,
then
take that part out, you know.
you edit and then you can make it whatever you want it to be. It doesn't change the link at all.
Perfect.
Okay, and this is how you step it out too. Go to edit and then you can indent it. And then it indents. And if you wanted to indent more, increase indent.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Sweet.
how you add the resource. And then remove. We don't want that there. It's already in there.
Correct.
Okay, so that's how you get to publish your links in. Now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll add a publisher link because I want to get specific things. So let's do it. I think I can do it probably better in the human body and health and disease. So we'll do that. Now that's the resources. Yeah, I think that's the resource. Yeah. Sorry, I talk to myself a lot. You're going to do it too. Okay.
I'm sure I will.
I'll leave it on published because I don't want the students to have everything. I want to break it down for them. So that this is kind of like for me. So once I go in there, see, this is how I get my separate links.
To create it in the first place, yeah.
So you can give them a link to all their student resources at once if you want, but I don't do that. Because I think it can be overwhelming. Because if I just want them to do like cells and tissues, just cells, I can just create a link just to the cells chapter.
There we go.
And that's how
It takes them right to that.
Or I could go into the cells chapter and I can say, I just want to give them a link just to the self-test for chapter 3. So then I would create, and then I go copy URL. I come back here. Go back to my module.
And then you can create the assignment with that.
Right. So then I can just go to whatever, week 1 or whatever, and I can just go, I'm going to do an external tool just with that. So then I paste the URL in here and then it would be like the self-test. Chapter 3 self-test.
Perfect.
And then remember, load new tab. And then there it is. So there's a link just to the self-test.
Nice.
So I'm breaking it down for them in little pieces instead of giving them everything all at once. See, here's the self-test for chapter 3. I'm not going to wait for it to load, but it's up to you how you want to do it.
Okay.
The reason I chose that is because I know as students, sometimes it's difficult to say, okay, now where do I have to go and how do I get there? And it's just easier to just give them the link than to give them a long explanation on how to get to the link.
Oh, I agree. They get overwhelmed as it is. I can only imagine if it was worse.
Right, but
more.
The bad thing to that is, though, that they, and I got to try to get rid of that when I just put in here, is that it makes for a long, it makes for a longer course, like a longer week for them.
Yeah, yeah.
So instead of it being, nice and simple, it's like long instead. But I mean, that can be something that you have your instructor say, hey, this is something that you can give them an announcement about.
And I usually do. I'll say, well, I know there's a lot of lines here, but if you look for the due dates, there's only 3 due dates within all of these lines. So those are the ones you have to do.
Right.
I said the others are what's teaching you or practice to help you learn the material.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
they take it okay.
Right, and you understand that, but a lot of the new instructors do not. And that's where it gets kind of, murky for them. And that's what makes it hard on students.
Right.
So unfortunately, the job that you just have taken on, it's not just about making the curriculum, it's about managing your instructors too.
Yeah.
And
So you're going to have this ready for Monday, right? So I'm like focusing on the next one. Yeah?
I don't
no?
have time to get this together. I don't,
Okay.
there's not enough time for me, because I have my MA program I'm working on. So that's why I said this is what Ross does. I mean, I'm happy to help you with what I can.
Okay, I was just checking because I'm going to tackle it then because that's what I've got to do. But yeah,
Yeah.
Well, 1 week at a time, I guess, is where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Always get ready for next week's start. Get ready for next week's start.
Right. So what I can do,
Okay.
I can do. I can
I'll figure it out.
201. I'll take care of the anatomy and physiology. But the ones you're gonna have to work on are the blended ones because you have to bring those into the week
So
to decide what.
For the fundamentals of assisting with the vital signs, SimTech is all they're doing, correct, for proficiency? They're demonstrating proficiency completely within SimTech, right?
Yes, and I believe that's
So no, okay.
there, so you don't have to worry about that at all. SimTex is already embedded and ready to go for your students.
Right, but I thought for I believe my on-ground lesson plans talk about doing the hands-on vital signs with the students in class.
Yeah, because they're the on-ground, but they're not the online.
Right. So I'm just making sure that SimTech is like it for the online one.
Stuck with Sharon, but it's my understanding that the online students, according to ABHES, are okay just with the simulation.
Okay.
The only time they have to come into the campus would be for the CPR.
CPR is what I heard.
Right.
Okay.
CPR.
Okay.
So see, side B is written in this. You can just get rid of all the on-ground. Just erase all that because they won't be here at all.
Right, because it's repetitive.
Right. Well, they're not online, so you can get rid of all side B stuff. Period. So the side A, you're going to have to fit into your weeks. I don't think it'll be
right.
There's not too many weeks. There's only what? There's only a few weeks that you have to, and most of it's Ross Edge. So my suggestion is you just do like a lesson to make it simpler for you. If you want to put it in week 2, where it's lesson 3, do lesson 3A and then make lesson 3B.
Mm-hmm.
Because lesson 4 is already here, and that way it's not going to screw up this.
Okay. Otherwise, you'd have to name everything. So yeah, that makes sense.
Name and everything, and then that's confusing. So if you just do lesson 3B, then you can continue on with assignment 3-4, 3-5, 3-6. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and that'll be easier for you. And since you don't have,
because I've seen that when you had to split for the night class, I've seen a continued lesson on some of the others.
Yeah. So like this is lesson 4 continued because it's just it goes to a different, even though it's the same course, it's vital signs. It's not Ross Edge, so that's why it's lesson 4 continued.
Right.
But you could do lesson 4A, lesson 4B, and just get rid of continued.
Okay.
Lesson 4C if you chose to, but I think you could probably add it right under here.
Okay.
So pretty much for you, it's just going to be a drag up. I would drag them up. Don't.
That way you know you didn't, you accounted for everything you needed to.
Right. Because I don't believe, let me look here, because this is all hybrid. Yeah, it's all hybrid. So did you want to try to tackle this one together just to see? Do you have time?
We can, oh, I have time. We can do some of it together. We don't have to do the whole thing.
So let's just delete all the B's because we don't need it. That just scared me a second ago because I thought, oh no, I just deleted it out of my. All right. But this is your on-ground one. So get rid of all the B stuff. We don't need that.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward, having to delete these.
Yeah, this is easy stuff. Okay, so that's all gone now. So now we have these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my.
Yeah, right.
This is what you want to do on a Friday, isn't it?
Hey, that's all right.
And this is slide A. So. Okay, so I'm going to go to start at the top here. So we're going to go to session 3, and I believe that's just going to be a quick drag up. Should be. Okay, yeah, that's just a quick drag up. So you can drag it up or you can do this. And sometimes this is easier. You come to the 3 little dots.
Mm-hmm.
You go move to, and then do week 1.
Perfect. That is easy. That is easier than dragging it up a whole bunch.
Yeah, and then you can put it wherever you want, top, bottom. If I look, I can do like, I can say I want it after, and then it'll give you everything in lesson 1, see? So I think we could probably do it after, because you want them to do all the Ross Edge stuff first.
Right, keep it together.
Right, so, and I don't see anything here, because it looks like week 1 has lesson 1 and 2 in it. Did you want to do it after lesson 2?
Yeah, let's do it at the bottom.
Okay. Okay, seeing it, put it there. So that works. All right, so there's that one.
And then that session, you took it out. So that session that you moved it from can now be deleted.
Right.
Because you emptied it. And so you just go one at a time till it's emptied, and then
Yeah.
And then you have to worry about your lesson, the home pages for those lessons, and
So-
get them rewritten.
Right, you might want to do add, and then do lesson 2B. Now you can do it that way. You can add a whole new lesson, and those are pages. See, it's because it looks like a page.
Uh-huh.
Down here, you go to page, and then you put in a whole new page, and then name it lesson 2B.
Okay.
Yeah, or if you want to save yourself some time, you can just go here and do duplicate, and it'll make a copy, and you can drag it down
And then edit it.
and then edit it. And that's usually what I do. So we'll make it lesson 2B. You can do 2.B, I think looks better. And then you can do vital signs. there's objectives, and then, so you would put in, you know, this is an introduction to vital signs. Please access the, you know, please access the site and
watch his video.
Okay, and then we'll put access. It's the website, and explore. Okay. And they don't have anything that they have to do. Just look at it. Save and publish. Okay, so now let's see what it looks like. And once you get the hang of it, then it's easy. See? There you go. Actually, it's not a website. It is a video. So let me go back in and watch a video. We can say access and watch the video.
Okay.
And then now, there we go. Now we're right. And since
Okay.
you don't like, you know, them together, I will come over here and I will indent it. Oh, I'll indent it 3. There, that matches. There. So that first one's done. Okay, so then we, and then you'll do that for the rest of them. So let's take a look at, oh, sorry. That's session 13. All right, so we'll go back up to, see, there's not very many sessions. So we don't, so the students wouldn't get into, they already have hybrid session 11 because this is fundamentals of assisting. See, they already have all this in another week because these are all Ross Edge, and the Ross Edges, they are in a week. So we can get rid of this. We don't need session 11. They're already doing all this.
Oh, nice.
Because I wrote all the, just so you know, going forward, all of the Ross Edge and the majority of, I would say 98% of the sim chart is all done online. So
right.
See it in a session, double check because it's probably already in a week. Okay.
Good. Oh yeah, you don't want to miss that and give it double and.
Right. Exactly. So what we want to do is then go into the lesson plan to sessions 13 and 14. So this one's going to be pretty easy, I think. Okay, so here, let me give you an idea. I can look. Okay, so this one says vital sign documentation, and then it has the 2 videos and then the practice sheet. So here's a lesson plan. So here's the video that's already embedded, and then here is the software on the desk. They don't have this desktop software, so you don't have to say anything about that. And then here is session 15, which is with it. So here's the vital sign practice. So this, I'm not even so sure you need because they're not doing vital signs together. So you don't need the practice documentation, right? They're not going to be
right.
And you don't need the activity sheet. So pretty much you just need these videos again. And I think this is where we'll probably be a good spot to put syntax in, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So I think we can remove that. And remove.
Get them practicing on their hands-on stuff,
Right.
their virtual hands-on stuff.
Right. All right, so let's see where we want to put 13 and 14. So 13 and 14 are, that's week 3. So probably right in here. So
that would make sense to go with that one.
Uh-huh. So
Is that the same vital signs video that was already up there under
I believe so,
week
but I
3?
put it in there just to take a look, just so I know. I'll put it at the bottom. I think it is, but I think that, yeah, it
Well,
is.
maybe not
Well, I don't know. We'll double check the link.
different, but they still might be the same.
Yeah. So let's do, we're going to move this to week 3 as well. Okay. And now let's take a peek at week 3. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. I can tell by the link. I usually get, there's a JQ at the end of the link. Let's look at this. Nope, they're different videos. So
Okay.
I think we should leave them in. Okay, so this one is vital signs. How did he? This is patient assessment vital signs. Do you know what? I say look at it yourself and see if you like them both or if you wanted to choose one or the other.
Sure thing. That makes sense.
And then here's a, you know, blood pressure is going to be after the white height. Let's see what this one is though. I think. All right, so this is a beam scale. So this, I can't remember if I changed this, if you have gone through this one or not, but I had, this is a really cool video on how to read the scale. And then this is an assignment on how to read the scale. And
Yeah.
you got to this one yet. I think this is one of my newer ones.
Oh,
How to
nice.
scale, and then, you know, put it in what it is. So, because I find they have a hard time reading, you know, scales.
They do.
And they're, so that's what this one is. It's not very long, it's just 6. So it shouldn't take them too long to do. Okay, so that's that one. And I have one for weight too. Actually, I was kind of proud of these two, so you should enjoy them. It took me a while to figure those out. Because I had to have something that they could do without people.
Right.
Okay, so there's the height, weight. So you may want to put this up here, height and weight. I think this one has to do with all the vital signs. I'm not sure about this one, so we'll leave it be. And then they can do the height and weight. And then there's blood pressure. So I think we have, where's my syntax up here? I think I have syntax in here. Did I not put syntax in? I mean, maybe I didn't put syntax in.
I think, yeah, syntax is right there. That obtains vital signs.
Okay, so we can take this right out if you want and put it down here. But this is awful late in the week. You know, it's week 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say we leave that there and then refer to it here. How about that? So here are the vital signs, recognize the vital signs proficiency. All right, so we have to take this out because they're not going to do that.
Yeah. No. Obviously that needs to go.
Using the syntax simulation program. In this course in the I gotta go make sure that I have the right name of the section.
Yep.
Because they will, you know, what? Where is it? I can't.
They'll be like, there's nothing called that.
There. Syntax simulation practice. There we go. No, I don't want to do that because it'll just copy the link. I think I can use my brain to remember that. There we go, section. And if you want to make sure they know that that's something important, there, see how you have your two letters, that's text color, and here's background.
Yep.
I like to make my
Yeah,
background.
all the time.
Yeah, there we go. So now they know. Okay, so that section's fixed. I don't think this is going to take you an exhaustive amount of time, but I think it's definitely going to take you some time. So now,
Yes, I would agree. Because it's making, I mean, it's making a lot of sense. And I have had little bits of exposure. I've certainly never made a new one.
right.
But
You don't have to make a new one because you already have the template. So
right.
tweaking it to be a all online course. Okay, so now we're in session 20.
So how do I then link these assignments to the grade sheet as far as separating them, test, row, ICA? How do you,
Okay.
oh, never mind. I know how you do it, I think.
Okay.
It's
So
in the,
you go to
it's
assignment.
in the assignment.
Okay, and
That's right.
same. So all the weights are the same, so you don't have to mess with those.
There we go.
They're all in here. So they're already in where they're supposed to be. And when you drag them, they end up where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
So let's see, we just did, see, like here's the syntax test. It's already in the right part. It's an ICA discussion because it's a physical thing. So Sharon wanted them to be with the discussions. So we put them
right. So if I were to, down the road, let's say, create a whole new assignment.
Okay.
How do is it going, it'll pull into this, obviously, since it's an assignment.
Okay.
How does it know where to go in the first place?
Okay, so you're making a brand new assignment. So let's pretend this is a brand new assignment. You put all the stuff in, and now you're going to come down, you're going to assign it points, and then you click your
There we go.
and then you put it where you want it to go.
Okay, that makes sense.
End up in, they'll end up in like ungraded assignment, or they'll end up in like a new, it'll say new group, or it'll say uploaded assignment. So you'll know it's not where it's supposed to be. So then you'll put it in. You just click it and then save. So don't forget that you have to upload a file, that you make sure it says online, and then upload a file.
Okay.
And you can, usually I'll allow unlimited attempts, so they can just upload as many times as they need to finish it. So yeah, that's an easy thing there.
Nope.
The tests are all.
I forgot. I mean, I have been into that assignment screen. It's just been a while. Yeah. I could have answered my own question if I thought about it.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, that's what we're here for. You don't have to make any tests. They're all done.
Right.
Let's see.
I'm just looking forward, at some point, we may change a textbook, and okay, wait a second, everything has to be rewritten from scratch and get all these new things here. And
it doesn't necessarily have to be rewritten from scratch. I mean, you can use the same, say you got a new book for fundamentals of assisting. You would just edit the objectives would stay the same, and how to do it would stay.
Right.
The only thing that would be different would be the questions. So some of the questions, you could delete a question here. And if you wanted to add a question at the bottom, you just go new question. And then
now, do you actually type these in if it's a new question? Okay. I didn't know if it had some kind of an import ability from a test bank.
There is an imported test bank that you can use depending on your textbook. So in that case, you would go to find questions, and they're part of your publish share materials. Here are your test banks.
Oh yeah, I helped Barb Westrick write tests back in the day. So I know I've used these test banks to pick what we wanted.
Right, so then here are the questions. Select
Anything
all,
recent.
or just do certain questions. So that
Okay.
they're there if you want them.
Oh,
If
perfect.
I just wanted
Okay.
a question, I would, and then I would, add it. So that's how you would do it. So say I wanted a notice of payments, I just go add question and see it ends up at the bottom. There it is.
Okay.
Ready? Well, obviously we don't want it here, so we're gonna get rid of it.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
We're just gonna cancel so it doesn't remember anything. But yeah, the question banks, test banks are in there. Now to import things into your course, you can go to settings and go to import course content. So then you can select how you want to import your course content. You can copy a course. You can, usually it's Common Cartridge we use or Canvas course. It'll tell you if you choose the wrong one. It'll error out and say it was unable to import. So you'll know.
Okay.
And you get your course content from your publisher materials, so you can download them from your Elsevier instructor account.
Okay.
Because you should have your books already loaded on your Elsevier instructor account.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can download from there to your computer and then upload to your course if you wanted to.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously it's a big job, but it's starting to be really clear. I'm getting what it is we need to do.
Okay. So do you want me to finish this one out for you then?
If you want to, I think I can do it.
Okay, because there's 3 days left. Okay, I'll leave it up to you. I mean, that's totally up to you. It's your thing.
I think I've got it.
All right then.
And I know I got a couple of emails from Joe with some links. I know I saw you CC'd on them.
Okay.
Okay.
We are no longer.
That gives me the links I need to get in.
We're no longer using the bookshelf. Joe doesn't want us to use the bookshelf. So, and I think, and you definitely want announcements, modules, grades. Trying to think if there's something else. Oh, do not put assignments up here, because we're finding that students are just going to the assignments tab and they're not doing anything. They're just doing the assignments. They're not.
You're right. They're not doing the learning activities that they should. Okay. So once I have this done, is that, I guess, what is the next step? Like you always talk about the master shells and then making copies for the campuses. Like, what is the next step after this master shell is ready?
So I don't want to copy it yet because you don't have it fixed.
Right, because it's not done yet.
Fixed, and you're happy with it, and this is what you want. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come to copy this course.
Okay.
And then name it what you want it to be. So it's already named here. So let's see if we have anything after it. Okay. So the course code. I mean,
there's several instructors. I don't know if there's going to be like different sections or like how that's going to work in separating students between the different instructors.
We'll cover that just as soon as we're done with this part. So,
okay.
So when you go to copy it, it says, please enter information for your new course. So I would use the same course code that's there. And you can get rid of fundamentals of assisting because it's up here. And then I would just put like master here. Just put master course for yourself, so you know. And get rid of dates. You don't need any dates because it's your master course. And then this is a course that you always work in.
Okay.
Okay. Then I would switch the term out to like your MIBOA, let's see. Where is it at? Sure, I'm not sure why you don't have, I would just do the default term for now until ask Joe how he wants you to save them.
Okay.
I think you can, once it's copied, you can add it to the section that I made for you. I'm sure you can. So we'll cancel that out. But that's how you do it. And then it'll pop up as an exact copy. And this will be the one that you always use.
Okay. And then the other one that I copied from is the one people can access and work from.
You'll always copy your master for the modules that people will actually be working out of.
Okay.
We can have another meeting when we get closer to that.
Okay.
But you'll have the opportunity to blueprint it if you want to, which I suggest you do. So whatever changes you make in your master, you just go transfer and it automatically syncs it to the course that everybody's in instead of.
Yeah, that was my next question is when you've made a change, how do you then get it out to all your copied shells?
So once you copy and you have your master set, and that's where you always do your changes, we'll make that a blueprinted course. And then you will make copies from there and then send syncs out to any changes to your other courses without having to go into each course. I'll show you that when we get a little closer. Don't worry about that right now. That's something down the road. Okay, so now you need
Monday. That's not something that
that's already done for you. Because right now,
okay.
working in right now, see it says 1214. This is the course everybody's in because people are already in it. See? That's
right. These are the people.
You need a copy for yourself.
Okay.
So technically this is we're in your master right now, but we can't use this as a master because students are already in it. See, Joe didn't get far ahead. He just did what he did. So
okay.
what you're going to do is once you have got it ready for your students that are already here, but they're all pending. They don't have access to it yet, so don't worry about that.
Right. Because it's Monday.
Right. Just don't publish it. As soon as you publish it, then they'll get access.
Right.
So, ready to go, then you're going to come to settings and you're going to go to copy this course and you're going to make yourself an exact replica for your new master.
My new master.
So next mod, then we'll make blueprints for your next courses. But this mod, kind of stuck with what you have. So any changes that you make after the course starts and students start to work in it, you're going to have to make it in your master and in this course. For now.
Okay, so when you were in people, it showed 40 some, and I see on that screen it said something about 3. Okay, so 41, here. How many instructors are handling students?
That's going to be.
I assume it's not just me.
No, that's going to be up to Sharon. I think they're going to break it into like 2 or 3 groups, maybe more. I'm not sure. Her and Joe are going to work on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do sections right now.
Right. That's what I figured we're looking at here. So and then the instructor will get their section.
Right. And Sharon's going to assign them. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Right now.
I'm like, I could probably handle 40 students, but
no. I'm assuming they're going to probably break them down in groups of maybe 10, 15, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you want 40 people in a discussion board. You want 10 to 15.
They can still add students to this today, so there could be more. Okay, so this is really important to remember. Do not assign groups. Groups are totally different from sections. The group allows students to work together in groups on an assignment. It doesn't separate them in the course. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to make sections, you're going to go to settings.
Yep, I know how to do that because I'm doing that now with my MIBOAs.
So we're going to make, oh, I guess I should get it off caps locks. We're going to make, and Sharon wanted, and Joe wanted them to be made in sections of instructors. So do you want to,
Okay.
let me do Miss, you're Mrs. or Ms.?
I'm Mrs.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I think it's just more respectful to have titles and then last names. What do you think?
It works.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then we have, let's see who else is here. Okay, so then we have Julie Reitz, R-E-I-T-Z. Oh, I made you too. I don't want you to. All right, so we're going to put Ms. Reitz. She can change it if she wants. I'm always afraid to, you know, make people something they're not. We have Rena Valencia, so Ms. Valencia. And I know she's not married. I mean, if you don't use all these, you don't use them, and that's okay. Then you can just, you know how to get rid of them, right?
Yep, yep.
And then our last one. Oh, we have Mary Conway, Burton Taylor. Okay, so I think that's your team right here.
Okay.
Okay, so right now everybody's on here. If you don't use a section, you don't use a section. So this is what, and have you already assigned people to sections? You know how to do that, right?
Yes, yes. I'm doing, one of my night MIBOAs has a split group, and so does my morning MIBOA at Flint. So, yes.
Okay. So what, everybody's already in fundamentals of assisting. I suggest you only have them in one person at a time. I mean, one section at a time. So if this is your student, you would put her for you. So
Okay, yeah.
let's just you. Then once she's in you, you can get rid of that one. Okay? Because if you keep her in fundamentals of assisting and you, then what happens is instructors now have access to a whole bunch of students that are not their students. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes.
Now for you, you might want, you'll always be able to see everybody because you have admin access. So you don't have to have them. You can just leave them just as this. You don't have to have fundamental assistings and your name because you have admin access. So one important thing to do is, let me go, I'm going to put her back, but let's back in here because I don't know if she's going to actually be for you.
Right, right.
Okay, when you get to an instructor, oh, I know, I'm in the wrong spot. I want you click on your instructor and then go more details. So I think that, trying to remember how there's a box that pops up. I think I actually have to assign myself to a section. But there's a box that'll pop up that says a user can only, they can only be associated with people in their section. Let me see. So that should pop up here somewhere. Oh, see privileges, this user can only view students.
Yeah.
So we want to click on that. And this user can only view students in their assigned course section.
That makes total sense.
Okay. So you'll want to do that to your instructors as well. So they're not messing with your students.
Right. Right. And that's the way it should be. You know, you're assigned these 15 people. That should be all you see.
Exactly. It keeps people from having their fingers in cookie jars that they don't need to be participating in, and unknowingly do something that affects somebody else. Because I think
I've learned how to edit my grade sheet to view only my sections and things, but not everybody has played with some of those functions, and so their grade sheet would look really big.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll help, because only students who pop up in their section should be on their grade sheet. Right. If you do it that way.
Right, but it's really easy, you know, like for my MIBOA, where I have several sections, you know, all these students, that I can separate it by campus and view, so that when I'm putting their grades in campus view, it's focused.
Exactly.
It's a lot faster.
Now the assignments are going to end up being the same way. So when you're assigning things, instead of assigning to everyone, you're going to assign them to a course section. See, here you are.
Right.
So then you can, once they're assigned, well, no, that's just assigning to.
Yep. Yep. I have to do that with my blended group.
Right. You can do that, and so can they. They'll be able to do that. So.
Okay.
Because see here, Ms. Reeds. So I think that'll be. You don't have to assign all the students. You can just assign them to a group.
Right. Right.
And then you can put in a date, available date and time. And then if they're only able to interact and see only their group, then it'll keep the dates separate too, and it won't be so screwed up in.
Right. Awesome.
I think do you have any other questions?
Not at the moment. Maybe once I get going. But it makes total sense. I'm following it. I've played around with a lot of the options, as you are sure you know. So a lot of this is just building on some of the things. But yeah, no, I get it.
Because this doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so what I'm thinking too is, if you want to, because you're not going to have these anymore, so you're going to have to work with Sharon on the syllabi. You can get rid of this whole section if you wanted to, and you could put it in syllabi instead. See, there's one already in here that I was using when we could only have one. Since you're only going to have one syllabi because you only have the online, you can use this section. So just edit it, make this your own. I think you should do that. So let's get out here. Let me get out. Navigation. We're going to put syllabi back in here. And then we'll go to home. And since the syllabi is already there, I'm just going to get rid of this section. Syllabi. You don't need that. Okay, so now just go to syllabi and then put in your syllabi that you're going to use.
Okay.
So, and then in an announcement, I would just have students make sure you're looking at the syllabi.
Okay.
Okay, now that way, it's cleaning up your course a little bit. It's not so crazy looking. Okay.
Okay.
It's actually, I think this is looking really good now. Okay.
All right.
Your plan is to go in here and make sure that these are in your weeks and that they're following the lesson plan. And then this course will be set once you get your syllabi set, because your syllabi needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Okay, if you have any questions, call me. Hey, Becky, can I have your cell phone? So I don't have to just.
You bet. Yep. 810
Okay.
602
Okay.
1956.
Okay, and I can text you, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you can text me. You have my cell phone number. If you need something, I'm here. Okay,
Okay.
don't forget.
Thanks, Jen. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye.